Shanghai Disneyland is the biggest foreign investment for Disney, and it's a huge risk. It's what, over $5 billion US. I wanted to get your thoughts on the risk factors for Disney here with the opening of Shanghai Disneyland.
I think a lot of people are probably thinking about the risk factors for Hong Kong Disneyland because it's going to be a threat there because a lot of the market is coming from the mainland. There is a huge capacity and a huge appetite for entertainment in China, as you mentioned, and this is definitely one of the areas that you're seeing now. DreamWorks are also doing theme parks. Wanda, one of the local property companies, which is also in entertainment, is now doing its own theme parks. So it's kind of building the software. It's more of the software for what we've seen, more content basically.
Disney is looking at this $5.5 billion project as a way to reimagine what Disneyland is. It's going to be different here. They're looking at how the Disney characters and the Disney sort of program of entertainment can be reimagined for a Chinese audience. They say authentically Disney, but respecting the Chinese culture, Chinese people, and Chinese government. I mean, this is a big risk in terms of what they're putting on, what kind of entertainment is going to be there. This has been subject to negotiations for many years. This is a project that's 17 years in the making. This is a major undertaking for Disney and for China to allow a company that is one of the most identifiably American brands with a program that doesn't look very Chinese to come in here and make a big splash. It's one of the biggest foreign investments ever in China, not only for Disney.
One of the biggest franchises for Disney is Marvel. And in the new Marvel movie, you have Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, holding a Vivo phone. This is a Chinese smartphone that you can't get in America. What does that say about the power of the Chinese market in Hollywood these days?
Money, Nobody hates money. Chinese money is everywhere. Chinese investors everywhere. So they just invest everything, So I think that the cooperation between China film industry and the American film industry become more and more frequent, I should say. As far as I know, some of my friends, a lot of my friends, they're trying to invest American movies. They're trying to work with American producers, American directors, American actors and actresses. So I think that is good because we need to learn how Hollywood, run its own business. And now the market here is very big, but we don't have so many good movies. That's a problem, We need to produce, we need to create more good movies to match the market, I mean domestic movie,
James, I know you've been doing a lot of reporting on Chinese funding going into Hollywood. Could you tell us how that's taking place and what impact it's going to have in the business?
I mean, the filmmaking business is sort of a murky business in terms of finance already. And you have a sense here in China that the world's biggest audience is here, that the Chinese government has done a good job in terms of pushing its own agenda and affecting the way some Hollywood films are made. You have such a rising box office that everybody wants to be part of it, and it's a great sales story. So it's something that you can sell even to individual investors in China, that you can go in and spend really just a few $100s and be part of a movie. The problem is that many of these investments are structured for a 1-month period or a 6-month period, but we all know it takes much longer to make a movie, and it takes even longer to make money on the movie. And so it's unclear how the financial flows are going to pay off. Is this going to be turned into some kind of bust for a lot of people, or is China really going to drive the whole industry with this kind of money?
And Clifford, China's richest man, Wang Jianlin, has purchased Legendary Entertainment, and this is the Hollywood studio behind, was it the Mockingjay movie, Jurassic World, Godzilla? So what is Legendary Entertainment now? Is it an American studio or is it a Chinese one?
Well, it's still an American studio, but it's very much establishing its identity in a sort of a Chinese context now. The projects they're looking at now are very focused on China. They tend to be big budget blockbusters like Pacific Rim, which did really, really well here, much better here than in any other markets. So they're looking at these kind of models. It's very interesting how for many years people have been talking about China and Hollywood and how they're actually going to when they would get together, how it's going to, what form it would take, and finally the big deal has been, one of the big deals has actually been just straightforward money. But it will have a creative impact and it will have a creative resonance, I think, because people are thinking about, they're thinking differently about how they're selling their movies now and how they're going to make them work for China as well as in the US. And one of their first projects coming up is called The Great Wall with Matt Damon. And this is one project that a lot of people are looking at to see what will happen. I think there's a lot being said. If it works, it could change the whole industry.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I don't think the industry is going to suffer, but basically they'll start rethinking things again.
And we're seeing more and more of the Sino-US creative cooperation. I mean, Tran, I know that you've been working with Disney with Born in China, this nature movie, which is kind of a departure of you. You don't really do nature films.
Yes.
Why did you decide to take on this project, and could you describe it to us?
At first, I love animals, wild animals. Yeah, I love wild animals.
Yeah.
So the project is, the content of the project really attracted me a lot. And I think the second very important reason is Disney. It's produced by Disney. So I think, I watch Disney movies since very young. I love Disney animation movies. Yeah. So when Disney gave me the offer, the invitation to make a movie with them, I think it's, wow, why not? So I think that the whole process working with Disney is, I learned a lot, I should say. I learned a totally different system, a totally different production system, and a totally different working process. We spent 3 years, a little bit long for me, but the job is meaningful.
Yeah.
It's really meaningful. I think it will be very important movie in my career.
China's movie industry is experiencing blockbuster growth. Its box office beat North America for the first time ever in February, raking in more than $1 billion. Ticket sales surged in 2015, growing more than 48% from the previous year. Now that's been helped by a building boom. Since 2010, China has added more than 25,000 cinema screens. Last year alone, it added an average of 22 screens a day. Industry experts largely agree that China will become the world's largest market for films within the next few years. Ticket sales are expected to top $10 billion.